Why is the corporate world just not working for so many people these days? Okay, that's our subject today. We're going to be discussing that. I have a very special guest. Her name is Cindy. She's from my hometown, Toronto, Ontario, which is very wonderful. I've been meeting so many people from my hometown. I love it. It just makes me feel at home. And I know what they're going through with all that traffic and all that craziness there. Point A to point B, it's going to take you like an hour. But I'm here in Kamloops, BC. I love doing these online business journeys. We get people from our community who are successful, some who have just started out, some who want to talk about their why. So yeah, we're gonna be talking with Cindy about her why. Um, and just like I said, the subject, because the corporate world is just simply not working for so many people these days. So let's get her on. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Georgia. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How's it going there in Toronto?
It's good. It's good. It's quiet due to the lockdown, so it's definitely more quiet, but still a bit busy. I was out earlier just to pick up some medications for my mother-in-law, but it was still a little busy.
A little busy, so the traffic's died down.
Yes, slowly.
So the pandemic has a little up in Toronto.
Yes, a little up, but I'm not a hardcore Toronto. I live a little further away from it, so but it's not bad. Like, but compared to before, it's definitely much a little bit quieter.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking that. Yeah, my sisters are not inside the Toronto area. They're like Durham area.
Yes.
Durham.
Yeah.
So yeah, but every time it's a big trip when you go into Toronto. But I used to live smack downtown.
Oh.
I used to live smack downtown. I loved it, but actually, there was some downs to it. But overall, it was awesome. But I love BC. So yeah, why don't you maybe introduce yourself a little bit? What kind of work you do? Like we definitely, since we're hitting on the corporate world, give us details. What kind of work you're doing? How long you've been working there for? And kind of give us a little insight to why you started working in the corporate world beforehand. Like let's talk about a little bit about the corporate world first. You can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So my name is Cindy, and I came to Canada many years back. So I'm very thankful to my parents for choosing Canada as the country to immigrate. So I'm originally from Sri Lanka. Of course, we fled the war and had the opportunity to come here. I graduated from Ryerson University, and at that time, while I was attending university, I had the opportunity to apply to one of the top banks of Canada. And I was successfully able to get in. I started as a teller. From there, I slowly worked myself up, and I'm now a team manager at a call center. So definitely, I love the bank, the organization. Definitely, it was very, a good cultural there. But as my life started changing, I started single. Then I got married, and now I have two wonderful boys. It became a little bit more challenging, right, to stick to the corporate world, just because my priorities were changing. I definitely wanted more flexibility because my kids are so young. So my first son, he is 7 years old, and my second one, he's 5. So for me personally, I wanted to be attentive and be there for them, especially during these tender years, to really watch them grow and be part of their milestones. Right? I didn't want it to be left to a daycare center or a nanny, but really have the opportunity to be there for them every way through. So with the corporate world, I think it was a bit challenging, as days were going. So at that time, a couple of years back, I decided to go part time. So from 5 days a week, I went to 4 days a week. So that helped me a lot in terms of being able to be with the boys 3 times. The only part is still my shift is a bit of a rotation. So sometimes I work early in the mornings from 7 a.m. to 3. to late at night at midnight, 12 a.m. So it does rotate here and there. So it was a bit challenging, especially if you have them in a routine. Sometimes it gets a little bit of a difficult. So I'm thankful because my mother-in-law is able to help out at times, as well as my husband, but he also goes to work. So this is where the challenge becomes for me, being in the corporate world. And that's exactly the reason why I wanted to go and look at other plan Bs. And, I'm so thankful that I was able to come across this online business.
Awesome. It's funny how there's so many people like our ages.
Yeah.
Your age and our age, and it's like, okay, I went to college, I got a degree, I did my little schooling, I got in debt for doing that schooling,
Mhm.
and now I got a corporate job. I thought it was my dream. I may even came here from another country, and I think I'm living the dream up until I get married and life hits you like, oh my goodness, I don't
Mhm.
have time to spend with my family. I don't have time to spend with my children. I can't even cook. I can't even organize my house. I can't even decorate it the way I want it to. And people will just go through that for years and for a good 10 years or 12 years. And then they have like an awakening. They're like, this is not what I want to do. Oh my goodness. My time is
Mhm.
being eaten away. I'm not sleeping right. I'm not eating right. I'm not even enjoying everything that I'm paying for. And some people are like, I can't even afford to pay for anything. And I'm still working like a dog.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we see that so many times. And a lot of people, when they get that awakening, some people, the bold and the ones who believe in themselves, they make that change. But some, they don't believe that anything could happen. And they
Mhm.
just sit in that stagnant job that gets them nowhere. Or sometimes, like they work their way up to the top.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. But you know what I've seen? I've seen it so many times in my friends and people I talk to. They're like, I worked my way to the top, but for some reason, I'm not getting paid as much as I used to. And now I have more responsibility.
Mhm. Absolutely.
That's strange. They're like, yeah, I used to get tons of tips, thousands, 4 or 5,000 in tips. But now I'm a manager. I don't get those tips. I get lesser money, but I'm more in charge.
Mhm.
Heartbreaking, right? It's just how the corporate world works, right? So it's not fair a lot of times. And I think that's one of the subjects I want to touch on, that we may think, okay, it's the way the world goes around, the way the money goes around, but it's making you to be in line, in a position. Obviously checks are good and we've got to be grateful for what we have in those jobs. But at the end of the day, we're waiting in line for a check, a check, a check. And we have to wait on that boss and we have to follow their orders and follow their rules. And okay, I understand there's rules and regulations. But the fact is where's our dream coming in place? What do we want to do? So many people want to travel the world. Why?
Mhm.
Nature. It's in us to just love our beautiful nature, to just want to travel and want to enjoy life. They always just want to get away. To me, I don't want to get away. Yes, I want to travel the world, but to me, my paradise is here in my home, in my little community I'm living in this little cul-de-sac. Like I just see it as its beauty. I wake up every morning and I thank God for everything, the mountains, the home. I can actually enjoy my home. It gets dirty. We actually live in it and then we clean and we hang out and we can. We were just chatting, me and you, Cindy, and you were
Yeah.
saying, I know it's a busy time and it's Christmas time and it's not. I'm thinking to myself, no, actually, it's not busy for me. I'm home, I'm hanging out with my kids. My business is bringing in leads, generating leads from my phone. And I have time. I can hang out. I can do a live on here, give people a little insight, have a little fun, talk about little subjects that are on my mind that I feel like I need to explain to the world, because you need to take that stand, right?
Mhm.
What made you take that stand? What made you all of a sudden say, okay, I'm doing this? Like, what was that turning point? Because I know you mentioned that, you wanted to start it, but what was the real turning point?
Mhm. For me, I think being stuck at a certain role for so many years, I was like, oh my God, it was just the same repetitive thing going on again and again. And I said, you know what? I knew the online world was growing, and I read about it. I've seen results, right? And I think after COVID, that's when it really hits you to say, I really do want to start online, but how do I start it? How do I, go about doing it? And I think seeing real life people doing it, and making tons and tons of money. The opportunity is there to kind of financially go freedom on the online space. And I think that was the real turning point for me. Whereas, you're not, going to a schedule, or you're not staying away from your family, but you actually have all the things that you need to work right from your home to get that same financial freedom that everybody else is enjoying.
Amen to that. Definitely. Like for one, like because I think about how other people view this business. I think about how they view it, and so many people view it as it's a scam and it's a pure
Mm,
scheme. They don't understand anything because um, the way our business plan is set up is we're going to show you everything. We're going to open the doors to everything fully
mhm,
when you watch the workshop and you sign up. So now you're open to the nitty gritty. You're open to the business plan. You're open to everything. Okay, but that's we protect our business plan. It's incredible. We're
yeah.
doing incredible. So we have to protect it. So when you sign up, you get the whole of the whole business plan. You get to see the products behind the system. You get to see everything that's set up for you, how you're going to be making commissions, all of that.
Mhm.
But what people don't understand is they just see ice, or they just see you know, people talking about how good and how amazing this business is. They're not comprehending that maybe there's so many people that's doing well in this community, in this online business, that maybe it's actually working and it's actually legit and integrity based. I always
Mhm.
like to I always like to focus on the integrity part of our business because
Absolutely.
I've seen so many things out there and I've heard so many horror stories. And I'm not going to mention the companies or mention the names of these little online businesses, but I've heard so many things, so many bad things, so many scams, so many
Mhm.
like you get in there and they're like, oh, you pay this one price and no advertising, and all of a sudden they're telling you that you need to reach out to everybody and you need to go
Mm.
to communities and you need to tell those people you need to work with us. And it's just like it's so shady, and it's like they're only working on what is that word called? They're only working on getting people like on board. They're only they're only working on that, and it's like we don't do that. We do attraction marketing. We don't have to reach out to people. We don't have to say do this, buy this, join this.
Yeah.
It's simple, and everything's laid out for us. So I really, really like the business plan. I really like the business model. I really like the integrity of this business, I have
Mhm.
to say. So getting back to this subject and the corporate world, what are some differences you see in this online business compared to the corporate world? Tell
Mhm.
us some differences, like whether it's timing, whether it's stay at home, whether it's even the people, even how it's set up. Like, what is some differences?
Hi. Hi. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, that's my second son. So definitely, this is one of the perks, right, of being able to work from home with this business, because I have the ability to um, work from home and see my kids, while with the online with the corporate world, it's hard, right? Because I'm away. I have to be there at a specific schedule. I need to make sure that I'm logged in and that I'm ready to go, versus the online world, I am with my kids 24/7. All I need is my phone or my laptop. I can take this business anywhere. So whether it's I'm taking my kids to a piano lesson or to a swimming pool, or like their soccer class, I can take this business with me. And I think that's the most powerful thing, is that it goes with me everywhere, versus the corporate world, I have a set schedule. If I needed, a doctor's appointment or something like that, I need to book a vacation day off, or I need to let them know, I'm sorry, I can't. I need to make arrangements. Whereas this online business, I can still be at the doctor's office with my phone and still run. Everything's there. And thankfully for automation, a lot of it is done for me already. So I don't have to do majority of the work, which is a blessing. And I think those are the key points about this business versus the corporate world.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. Like, once you start this business, you're having a website, and then once people are linked into wanting more information about that website, about your advertisement, then all of a sudden they're given a whole bunch of information, and that's our automated system. So, and obviously the online world. Once you throw an ad in the online world, it throws it to the whole world. Like, it depends. You choose where you want to focus on your advertisement. But I advertise globally. I'll advertise all over.
Mhm.
But you follow the train, you follow the steps. Um, but yeah, like when you're advertising still in the online world, it is still automation. Even the platforms we're advertising, it's automated. It's always running. It's always going. And I'm receiving leads while I'm hanging out with the kids, while I'm
Mhm.
talking, while I'm doing scripture time, video chatting with my family. Like, don't get me wrong, I work on my business. And that's one of the questions I want to ask you. Like, how do you fit it in? I ask so many people, but I'm always curious to like what they're gonna say. Like, how do you fit it in your schedule? Be
Yeah.
having the online.
Balance, absolutely. So for me, like I wake up early in the morning already because I have to get my kids ready for school, even though it's online at home. So with that, I start my first post on my pages, and then right after that, once everything is done for the day, so once my kids go to school and they're coming back from school, or they're done their online classes, they've done their homework, I've made dinner, lunch, put them to bed, that's when I'll go ahead and start my evening time on the business. So it's very, very minimal time that I spend because it doesn't require a lot of information that I need to do, right? It's just quick posts here and there on social medias, and then, of course, do a bit of an advertisement in the evenings. But it'll take me less than an hour or hour and a half the most. And even with the training, like the training was very easy. It provided me, I'm not a tech guru, but those videos that they show is very easy to follow, step by step guided. And again, I had the opportunity to do it when my kids were asleep at night, and I would spend hour a day, and it took me literally 2 weeks or less to complete the training. So these are the perks.
Definitely. And if somebody has more time on their hands, and you don't have children, or you are not working right now due to COVID or whatever the case may be, you can get this training done in a couple of days.
Yeah,
Honestly, ads up and running. And I
yeah.
want to touch on the ad part. Like, when you're creating the ad, you're gonna have your coach and mentor helping you every step of the way too. Like,
Mhm,
I want my mentees, the people who I'm mentoring and coaching, I want them to have a proper ad. I want to advise them and tell them. They show me, like, is this good? I'm like, okay, yeah, that's perfect.
mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
want them wasting any time, effort, or anything. I want them to have it, and I want them to succeed right away. Another
absolutely.
thing is once you find a good ad, you don't have to keep creating more and more and more. If you
Yeah,
have a couple of ads that are good, it's awesome. Then
yeah,
move on to another platform. See, that's what I do every time I have my ads set in place. I move on to another platform because, guys, we're global. Not only are we global, we're in every country. We're all over the world, but we have our training for every social media platform. So if you're more comfortable with Facebook, get onto Facebook platform. If you're more comfortable with YouTube, get onto the YouTube platform. If you're more comfortable with Twitter, with LinkedIn, Google, we have all those platforms, and we have it all in the training, and it's really simple. It's like you go to a few tabs and then you're done. You got everything set up, and you reach out to your mentor or coach, you get a little advice from them. If
mhm.
you want, two heads are better than one, right? You
Yeah,
want, I always say that. Let me see your ad. I'll advise you. I always like to advise my mentees. I always like to tell them and show them how to brand themselves properly, because this is your business. You brand yourself. This is what we're talking about. This is not a chain of like if they say what is it called, a pyramid scheme. They say it's a pyramid
yeah.
scheme. Top person. No, it's like that.
That's rude.
Okay, okay. They're so cute.
Thank you.
Cute. How old?
Thank you. So he's the youngest. He is 5 years old, and he's my oldest, so he's 7.
Very good looking boys.
Thank you. Close the door. Close the door. Thank
And
you, boys.
they're so good looking.
Thank you.
Um, so yeah, what I was saying is when you have those ads, when they show me their ads and I help them with everything, and they have their good ads, they're set. They're pretty much.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. Um, well, we was talking about the platforms, the
Yeah.
different platforms. So, yeah, if you can go onto one platform and the next, whatever you're comfortable with, move on to the next. And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm on all platforms. I want to get myself on everything. And slowly, little by little, I have my mentees get on each platform. So once they're succeeding, like on Facebook, for instance, once they're succeeding on Facebook and they got a good ad and they're generating leads, buyers, and they're generating an income, it's like, okay, get on to another platform. You're comfortable with that one and you're awesome. You got your winning ads. Let's get you onto Google. Let's get you onto YouTube. Because then they become omnipresent. They're branding themselves. We talked about branding. This is your business. That's what I was talking about because I couldn't think of the kids. Branding yourself. This is your business. It's not like I said, a pyramid scheme. It's just only top person and you're under this. No, this is registered with your name. This is you get tax slips. It's legit. It's proper. So I really absolutely love helping people, and it's creative. I love being creative and giving my input. There's so much tips. There's so much things that our community gives to you. We have weekly masterminds and all of that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about like what you get out of this business that you don't get out from the corporate world? Like knowledge, community, love, support. Like I know all these things we get. Why don't you touch a little bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would definitely say the community, right? The amount of the networking that you're able to build with people around all over the country, right? So you get a different perspective because you're meeting people from various different cultures, various different, areas of the countries around the world. And it's so unique to see like their background, their, pain points as to why they joined this business and what's worked for them and their success stories. That's very inspirational to me because I'm able to see how well they're doing and how successful they are. And if they can do it, it encourages me, it motivates me to kind of say, hey, I can do it too. Another thing is, the book club, right? The opportunity that this business allows you to have a different mindset where it's very positive, it's very encouraging, very motivating, where you're able to kind of have a more confident self. You see a different self because in the past I did go through phases in my life where I had a low self-esteem. My level of confidence was very low, and I would say that this business has taught me that forget all the negative things in your life, be more positive and make that change of your mindset, and you'll definitely continue to grow. So I think those are very, very important things that this business has taught me versus my corporate world.
Yeah, because like in your corporate world, you're secluded to just those people around you. Whereas the online world and in our community, it's like, oh my goodness, look at all these amazing people. And this person is an actor. This person is a law of attraction coach. We talked about that when me and you were chatting. This person is a millionaire.
Yeah.
Doing incredible, and I want to do what they're doing, and I want their advice. You are the sum of the five you surround. And if we're surrounded by actors and millionaires and people who are doing incredible and knows what they're doing, and they're giving us all those tips, and we're succeeding, it's like, wow. And in the corporate world, you're surrounded just by corporate people, and they want you to keep that job. They don't want to lose you. And at times, if they're not gaining enough, you will just be erased, just like that. And you're nothing to them. You're nothing. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Some people will just cut you off like that. I've seen it with people, and it was just like it really messes their self-esteem. It really messes with their mind. And of course, mindset. There's very few companies that teach their can't even think of one. I'm thinking of McDonald's because McDonald's tells them to smile. I don't know, and they say good customer service, but I'm trying to think what company and corporation talks about your mindset, motivation, gives tips like that. I think maybe some sales or
Yeah.
some dealerships do that. I seen that actually, but I know that there's not a lot of people that are just like really set on it to the point where we actually have masterminds. Like, okay,
Mhm.
this mastermind is about mindset,
Mindset.
and we're going to work on this today. And that's like there'll be thousands of people watching and writing down tips. It's like, and then we see people talking in the business chats and like, oh my goodness, this happened to me, and I got this money, and I got this some of this, and my mind is great, and I feel better. And we're real people, guys. We
Mhm.
have feelings. People get upset. People go through depressions. People lose family. People get sicknesses, God forbid. People have lost people and family during this COVID, and we're all there for each other. We see what's going on in our community. We love everybody, and it's not all about drama and problems. No, it's all about bringing each other up, lifting each other. But if
Yeah.
somebody has a problem, we see it in the business chat, like, oh, my mother just passed, or this or that. We're like, oh my goodness, we comfort them, we love them. We're real people. It's not like, oh, it's
Yeah.
just business. I think that's why we all work really well and we're succeeding this business community, because it shows that we have a heart.
Yeah.
We love one another, and isn't that what Jesus said? Love one another.
Mhm.
This world at a time like this,
Yeah.
peace and love, and not judgmental words coming back. And it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what
Mhm.
nationality, what race, okay, doesn't matter anything of your
Yeah.
life. You are accepted and loved. Doesn't matter what belief, you're loved, and you're accepted, and you're actually encouraged to just be yourself. Be
Yeah.
yourself, because that's what's going to work. Be yourself, and you're going to attract so much more success in your life. And be grateful for what you have already, and watch how you're going to see more. These are things that are what other business community in the world teaches you this,
Mhm.
and then they give you the key points to how to succeed and the training and all of that. So I know that's a big change from the corporate world, because I
Yeah.
don't see a lot of the corporate world. They train you to just hit that button, do this, do that, be nice to the customers, and I think that's a big difference. I've seen it definitely. So I don't want to keep you long. I
Yeah.
won't keep you much longer. Your boys have been coming in and out. Um, so if there's anything that you'd want to say today, something inspiring, or just to give people um, an insight, I would say just how things have changed, and your I guess goals in the future now that you're an online business owner, but I know you're still in the corporate world.
Yeah.
So, what is it that you have planned for the future, or do you see yourself leaving the corporate world?
Mhm.
What do you see now? How does your outlook in life now look?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say I'm very, very grateful that I found this business because within a short period of time, I'm able to see the success, right? And I'm just so grateful that, if this is my stepping stone of already seeing some light, I can't imagine what it's going to look like going forward. So, I'm super excited for 2021. My biggest goal is, I want to be able to spend more time with my boys. I want to be part of their life, and just eventually, continue this success within my online business, and just maybe just forget about the corporate world, right? That's my biggest goal. Is I want to be able to spend more time and eventually be there permanently as an online business owner. That's my ultimate goal, and be successful at it.
Awesome. And what does your husband think? I want to touch on that really quick.
My husband, at first, he was definitely very skeptical. But after he saw, the amount of support that I receive and how well things are going, the check, right? So everything, the payments, everything that's going well, he's like, oh, okay, you're doing well. Keep it up. So he's definitely now, a big believer too.
Good. good. Yeah, because I was thinking that maybe both of these could leave the corporate world because we see so many people that both husband and wife, and they surpass.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
see that too. You're right.
thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. It's definitely a great pleasure. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you all for watching. If anybody wants more information about what we're doing online, you can always head to our websites. And
Hmm.
here you can see it's
Yeah.
cindykrishnan.com. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Cindy Krishan. Yeah.
Yeah. And mine's is georgiawilliams.ca. I will add mine's into the heading here. And Cindy will add hers into her heading. And I love doing these online business journeys. I really do, because I really get to know all our wonderful business partners in our community. So if anybody would like to join us next Saturday, I do them every Saturday. And sometimes I work around people's time. So I like to choose the awesome people.
Mhm.
And everyone's awesome, but obviously there's always a reason why God works mysterious ways and brings up certain people. You know, it's to encourage people, to show them that, hey, you're not alone.
Yeah.
So, watching, yes, you're not alone. I know you're sick and tired of the corporate world. There's many people that are in our community that have left their corporate jobs and they're happy, they're succeeding.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, they're living their dream because they decided to wake up and make a change for themselves. Because there's so many people that wake up,
Hmm.
make that change. They don't take that step. So the first thing in life, the first thing to making a change is taking just one small step.
Yeah.
And that one small step to saying, hey, I'm better and I could do better and I'm great and I have a desire. All of a sudden, something empowers you. Something
Hmm.
empowers you, and the world is in your hands. Whatever you uh, believe, you will receive. So I'll leave everybody with a quote today. Um, I'm going to leave you with a quote that I posted earlier.
Oh, hello.
And this quote is, I think, really, really important. So it says, whatever you can hold in your mind, like in your mind, whatever you can hold in your mind. So say that you have a goal. Hold it in your mind. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking. You're eventually going to hold it in your hand.
Hmm.
You can hold it in your hand. So, meaning if you can keep thinking about what you want, you'll manifest it into your life and it will become a reality. It will actually become a reality. Don't stop thinking about those goals and those dreams and desires as that's never going to happen. I don't even want to think about it no more. It's just making me feel like nervous. No, don't be nervous. If you're feeling a little fear, you're feeling a little nervous, that's good. Take a step. Take that leap. Don't worry about, your fears. The fears aren't real. Fear stands for false events appearing real. That's not real. I always say that God gave us a sound mind and a powerful spirit. Okay. So God bless everybody. Thank you again. I will see everybody. Take care. We'll see you next
Bye.
time.